Howdy y'all. It's food journal time again, so here I am. I've got a few helpers, you can see. This will be for Wednesday, June the 2nd until Wednesday, June the 9th. So we'll get started. Now I think I pretty much did this Wednesday last week. These are my results from last week. I did all the challenges, and yeah, I think I did this day last week. So we'll just start here with Thursday. It was June the 3rd. If you're hearing a bunch of noise, it's these boys over here wrestling. They're all over the house wrestling. Okay, so Thursday, June the 3rd, it was sunny and hot. It was like over 90 degrees this day. Very, very bright. The Just Do It in June challenge was lift weights and remind yourself why, and I did both of those. I had coffee at 4, coffee at 5. I also had my meal. I think that was at 5 or 6. I think I forgot to put the time, but I had fried cabbage with bacon and one of those low-carb ice cream bars. And then at 7 I had a few pork skins, and at 8 I had coffee. At 9 o'clock we had dinner, tilapia, baked tilapia, 2 fillets with 2 cups of baked zucchini. And then I had some more coffee for a total of 11 net carbohydrates and 995 calories. So I have a little note here. It says I had a long soak in hot Epsom salt bath with bath bombs today, which really helped with my hip and back. So apparently I was having some hip and back pain on this day. And my journal entry for today says, I recorded the first chapter of Through the Looking Glass today. I completed both Just Do It in June challenges and shared with my friends. I think this challenge is really helping me a lot. I feel motivated. I made several videos today and have plenty of energy all day. I'm excited about being in a book club and plan to go to Texarkana tomorrow, get a copy of the book. I've been so busy and content that I didn't even stop for a coffee until 4 p.m. A body in motion stays in motion. Okay, so Friday, June the 4th, again it was sunny and hot. The Just Do It in June challenge was a weigh-in and a walk or a hike. I did both of those. At 3 o'clock, I had a cheeseburger without a bun. At 6, I had coffee. At 7, I had coffee. Late supper this night at 10 p.m. Hamburger steak with mushrooms and Brussels sprouts. I got all my numbers over here, keeping up with those macros. And then at 10:30, I had a low-carb ice cream bar, for a total of 15 net carbohydrates and 1,585 calories for this day. I've got a little note here in green that says, it was so beautiful today along the roadside. Everywhere I went, there were Black-Eyed Susans and Queen Anne's lace by their thousands. It was beautiful all up and down the road. Okay, so my journal entry for today says, went to Texarkana today and got the book I've been wanting. I completed both challenges for the Just Do It in June. Sending in my weigh-in, and I walked so much in Super Walmart, I'm sure that counts for walking. It took me over an hour just to select everything because I kept forgetting stuff and had to go all the way back to the other side of the store, which is huge. I'm planning on having a relaxing weekend at home, and the yard work is pretty much caught up, so there's not a lot of chores except for the housework that I neglected today. Okay, so on to Saturday. This is the 5th of June. The Just Do It in June challenge was squats and try a new food, and it was raining today. It was in the 70s, and it rained all day. Okay, so at 11, coffee. At 3, I'm sorry, cheeseburger without a bun. At 5, coffee. At 6, coffee. At 8, I had fajitas. We went out to eat We had company and went out for dinner. So this is my guess on what was on my plate. I just kind of guessed at how much stuff was in there. And then at 10 o'clock I had a low-carb ice cream bar for a total net carbohydrates of 11 and total calories of 1,610. My journal entry for this day says, had company today but managed to do both Just Do It in June challenges. Unfortunately, I hurt my knee on the third squat and had to stop. The new food I tried was at a Mexican restaurant we went to with a couple friends. I had mixed fajitas, only meat and peppers. I've never ordered that before because I didn't think I would like it without all the tortillas and onions and beans and rice, but it was really good and I enjoyed it without all the high carb accessories. Okay, so on Sunday, June the 6th, it was in the 80s and it was mostly cloudy. The Just Do It in June challenge was stretch or yoga, and I did both. I shared a yoga pose with some friends. At noon I had coffee. At 2 I had coffee. 4 p.m. I had some leftovers from when we had went out before. And then at 5 I had a couple of the one, I guess, mozzarella cheese stick and a few smokehouse almonds. And then a coffee and a low-carb ice cream. I had figured all my stuff and then I went back and added this ice cream to it for a total of 17 net carbohydrates and 1,235 calories. Again, these are just estimations because I don't always know exactly what's, how much and what's in the dish and stuff. But I think it's pretty close. Okay, so my journal entry for Sunday says I completed the Just Do It in June challenge for today by doing the standing tree pose. I used to be able to easily assume this pose, but it's been years since I attempted it, and I had difficulty assuming and maintaining the pose, and I forgot to breathe properly. But this has inspired me to try again and improve. I enjoy this pose and find it relaxing when I can do it well enough to focus on my breathing. Again, thanks, Chris. Really getting a lot out of this challenge. Thank you. Okay, so Monday, June the 7th, it was a thunderstorm. It was around 70, lower 70s, and thunderstorm all day. Thunder, lightning, pouring down rain. The Just Do It in June challenge was walk or hike, so of course I could not do that in the pouring down rain, but I did manage a 1/4 mile on the treadmill, so I gave myself a check mark for that. At 11 I had coffee, at 1 I had coffee, at 3 I had coffee, so all day long, only coffee. Then at 7 I had chicken with zucchini and mushrooms and some peppers, and the sugar-free Caribbean jerk sauce. I think it's a marinade, not a sauce, but yeah, it's really good. It made it really good, and then I had a little butter in there on the zucchini, I think. So at 8 I had coffee. At 9, again, low-carb ice cream for a total of 11 net carbohydrates and 1,020 calories. Here I have a little note about dessert. I'm saying that I'm having a dessert almost every night, but my numbers look okay, so we'll see. My journal entry for today says, rough day. Woke up with a really awful headache. It was pouring rain. I just wanted to crawl under the covers and hide. But I didn't. I got up, had a coffee, Tylenol, hot shower. When the headache had slacked up a little, I got on the treadmill and walked a 1/4 mile. Not much. But considering the circumstances, I was proud of myself. I overcame a real challenge today by doing something I didn't want to do, but knew that I should. Excuse me. Okay, so Tuesday, this is June the 8th, It is in the upper 80s, and it is mostly cloudy and horribly humid on this day. So on Tuesday, the Just Do It in June challenge was 1 meal a day or intermittent fasting and share a non-scale victory. So at 7 I had coffee, at 1 I had coffee, at 4 I had coffee. On these days when I'm only having one meal, the OMAD days like this one, I drink coffee throughout the first half of the day. I get quite a bit of coffee on those OMAD days. Then at 7 I had ground beef patty with mushrooms, green beans, and baked cabbage with bacon, a low-carb ice cream, another coffee, for a total of 12 net carbs, 12 net carbohydrates, and 1,415 total calories. Another little dessert note in blue here. It says, I've been enjoying the low-carb ice cream bars pretty regularly, so we'll see how it affects my results. So that was on Tuesday, and I knew I'd be doing a weigh-in the next day. So my journal entry for this day says, I completed both Just Do It in June challenges, only one meal, and my non-scale victory was that I can easily take my rings off and on, which I could not do before I lost weight. I shared that with a few friends. It rained all morning, and then it cleared up in the afternoon, so I let the cats out, but it was too wet to do much except sit on the porch. When I went out in the yard to fetch Naboo, I stepped in fire ants, and they bit me all on my right ankle. Ouch. Okay, so the next day is a weigh-in Wednesday. My results weren't great, but they weren't bad either. I was down only 0.2 pounds. So this was Wednesday the 9th, and it was cloudy and muggy and warm and very hot and dense outside that day. This was yesterday. Okay, so the Just Do It in June challenge was no snacks and do a plank. Okay, so at 10 I had coffee, then at 5 coffee and 6 coffee. At 8 I had pork chops and green beans with some butter. I had some sugar-free dipping sauce, and for dessert, blackberries, sugar-free whipped cream. And I added the bacon because I forgot I had that in the green beans, so I just tacked it on the bottom there. And so this is for a total of 15 net carbs and 1,350 calories. Little note, I did not have any ice cream today. So my journal entry for this day says, I completed both Just Do It in June challenges, although this time I only did a 32-second plank. I'm pretty sure I did it incorrectly last week. I think my tail feathers were in the air a bit too much, if you know what I mean. My weight was a little disappointing. I was really hoping to get under 200 this week, but at least it's not a gain. I gotta cut back on the ice cream, I guess. Also, cleaned both my ovens today. It took over 2 hours and lots of scrubbing, but they are clean as a whistle. Okay, so that is my food journal for the last week. And thanks for joining me. And until next time, y'all be sweet.